go.
So I say that was a great win for us, and really proud of our players and how they finished. Plenty of things to clean up, but we were missing a lot of key players today, and to win on the East Coast on a short week after a tough outing is a character builder for us, and I'm really proud of the guys. I'll answer any questions that I can.
Jon, is there any way you can explain the range of emotions over there on the sideline, knowing what was at stake with this game? There's a lot that you guys are still playing for, and you needed that win. The range of emotions on the play and on that last drive for you guys.
Well, we got a first down to Waller, put ourselves in position for the Hail Mary at the very least. That was the number one goal. And then we had a couple plays. The play to Aguilar, I thought we had a great shot at. Unfortunately, we didn't make that play. And I'll let the players tell you about the last play. But Derek made a great call to fix the protection, to give us a chance to launch it. And after Henry Ruggs fumbled the football and he was involved in the interception, I thought he should have caught that pass. A lot of guys would hang their head and go in the tank. For him to win that game for us, it just says a lot about the football character that he has and we have. So I hope that sums it up.
Hey, Jon, you got receivers open in those last two plays. Are you surprised they did a all-out blitz? What did you see on that last play?
You know, they lost to New England on Monday Night Football. They didn't blitz, and Cam Newton made a throw, and I'm sure they got criticized for no pass rush. And then you blitz and you get beat over the top. You know, we're in this business together as coaches. We're never going to be right when we lose. But I thought the Jets really showed a lot of character. They ran the ball, they threw the ball, they came from behind, and they did everything they could to win the game. I was really impressed with Rodney Hudson, our offensive line. We picked up some nasty blitzes throughout this game.
This is Hondo Carpenter. I'd like to ask you about Henry. You referenced him. I mean, you're a guy not just trying to win one game, you're trying to build a long-term franchise winner. How important is it for young players to learn how to win?
Oh, it's huge, you know, especially like that. It'll teach you as a Raider forever that you just never quit. And, you know, Derek Carr's another player here. He missed a couple throws in the previous drive that he was really upset with himself on. But to answer your question, it's critical that, you know, we can go on the road after a tough loss, a humiliating loss, and come from behind in a dramatic way to win in weather that's a little different than what we're used to. So it's a huge learning experience, and it's fun to learn some positive things once in a while with all the things that have been going on.
Jon, can you talk a little bit about Darren Waller, the 13 catches, 200 yards, a pair of touchdowns? It seemed like he created so many mismatches. It's almost like go to this guy, go to this guy, go to this guy.
Yeah, he's special. And if you look at where he caught passes, he caught him at wide receiver playing split end. He caught him as a flanker. He caught him in the slot. He caught him everywhere, and he ran all kinds of routes. And a lot of guys can't even dream of doing what Darren Waller can do, and I think he solidified himself today as clearly one of the top Pro Bowl tight ends in this business.
You guys also get Clelin back today. He made himself, made his presence felt. What do you see out of him?
Yeah, it was great. You know, he's had the corona virus. He's missed a couple weeks. He's had a tough start to this season. We were missing some defensive linemen and defensive players today, and he made some impact plays, and that's what we need from him. He's a hard-nosed, energized, finishing player, and you know he's got a lot of football character that we're going to lean on also. All right, thank you, guys.
Explain the range of emotions that you felt on that last drive to win the way against one. You played your part, but just that last drive and that last play.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, we hit the first play and, you know, got into position to strike. And, I mean, for that touchdown to hit, it didn't feel real to me. I was just like, I didn't know what was going on, but I was sprinting full speed to Henry. That was an incredible play by Henry, and great call by Coach to take that chance, and great throw by Derek. So, I mean, it was just, you know, it was pandemonium on our sideline.
Hey, Hey, Darren, this is Vic. Did you like the matchup today? Is that the plan going in, or is it kind of as the game developed, you saw that there were more chances for you?
Yeah, there's a lot of man-to-man coverage out there, and anytime it's man-to-man, we like man-to-man. You know, I go in with the mindset I'm trying to win every single matchup every time I step out there. So we got looks that we liked, and we had a lot of stuff dialed up for it, and we just try to execute like we did in practice.
There in those final 2 minutes when things were it was just crazy. You mentioned the final play that was so exciting, but even before that, when Raiders were driving, the Raiders fumbled, your reaction on television was priceless because you thought the ball had been turned over, whatever. But I mean, just all of those emotions and just how exciting that finish was. But even before that, the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the NFL. I mean, I feel like it could be such a roller coaster if you let it. You know, there were things that happened, but I feel like the guys on the team did a great job of just staying even, you know, not riding those ups and downs so much. And, you know, the resilience of this team definitely showed today on every side of the ball. So I'm just grateful to be a part of the team.
Darren, was Henry one of those, you know, he probably should have caught the pick, he fumbles, but then he has that kind of catch. When you talked about watching a rookie like this with all the expectations on him and everything everyone expects of him to kind of have a day at least finish like that.
Yeah, that's very incredible by him to just stay in that game mentally, because it's like when you're a young player, I remember I was a rookie, it was like, you know, if it was like, you know, it wasn't really that involved like I wanted to early, or like I made a mistake that wasn't characteristic of me, it was like it could be so easy to just shut down and just want the day to be over. But for him to step up and make that play at the end was incredible, and he's an incredible young player.
Darren, I believe you had 13 catches, 200 yards, which you said you believe that this was the best game of your career. Would you say there's still this better at the top of your head that you think was the best your greatest game you've ever had?
Yeah, I would say yeah, it's probably easily the best game I had, you know, statistically, and then just as far as like consistency, you know, I feel like today was just you know, a product of, you know, I just try to live, you know, one day at a time, make one play at a time, and then stuff like that kind of adds up. But it's just trying to show up and be as consistent as possible on each and every play. And, you know, the results can take care of themselves. But as long as I'm locked in and focused and doing what I need to do and being of service to my teammates, that's all I'm trying to do.
Hey, Darren, 1:42 to go. You don't get the touchdown. You have to give them the ball back. Did you really think we're still in this game?
I did once I saw – at first I didn't know that we still had 2 timeouts. So I was like, okay, like the defense gets a stop right here. We use 2 timeouts. We get the ball back with like 40-something seconds. Like, we have an opportunity here. So it was like, okay, like let's just step out there and see what happens. And then for that, just to drop that bomb in there like that, it was just like, wow. Like, I mean, I still don't even know what to say now.
Darren, kind of a bigger picture question here. Obviously, you out-serve here, you're still in the playoff race. You've got 3 straight games coming up at home, two against teams that you're battling for the playoffs. How important is it to build on this momentum and take care of business now in order to punch your ticket in close?
It's very important. You know, it's just like coming off that game last week. It's like, okay, we're still alive, and it's like we have playoff hopes, but you don't do that. You don't accomplish those kind of things without taking it one game at a time. And, you know, all we could do was be here in New Jersey today and play this game. Like, we couldn't do anything else down the road. So we just got to take it one day at a time, show up for practice on Wednesday and, you know, take advantage of that day. And then when the Colts come in town, take advantage of this game. So it's just like, you know, just staying present because, you know, you look forward to the postseason. And, of course, that's on the wall. That's what we're trying to do. But it takes individual steps to get there. So we're just trying to keep it as simple as possible.
Great. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Go ahead, Vinny.
Hey, Clay, obviously a long road back for you these last 2 weeks. To have this kind of a game in your first game back, how do you feel? How do you feel physically? And how do you feel being back out there contributing?
I feel good, man. I feel good. Obviously, when you had a game taken away from you, man, anytime you just get a chance to step back on the field, man, it was good. Happy I could contribute, help my team make some plays. But obviously, I also realized, like, I got a lot I got to work on. You know, obviously, you know, me in the pass game looked real good today, but I got to play better in the run as well. And talk about not even just that, it was so hard to even really enjoy it because the game was so much of a sway of of emotion the whole game. I mean, I know the Raider fans was really, really tripping the whole game, like just up and down, up and down. It was crazy. But man, I'm just happy to come back, play well, and get a win. So.
Like, can you talk about those final 2 minutes of the game, just all the range of emotions? Raiders can't score, they give the ball up. You guys hold the chance, and then obviously the last second, really 5 seconds left, the Raiders score. Can you just talk about just all that wide range of emotion in the last few minutes?
Man, oh my gosh! First of all, that drive where we're in their red zone, and on the 4th down, we didn't get it. DC floated it into the back left corner of the end zone, didn't get it. So defense, we like, damn, we're like, okay, just got to get back on the field. So we went out there. We did the thing that we hadn't done all game. We stopped the run for one series, and then they get back out there middle of the field. I think it was like, 40 seconds left? And then you just see, like, we get one deep ball over the middle. I think it was to Darren. And then DC floated one super deep to Nelson over the middle. And we like, oh, my gosh, bro. Like, no, he can't overthrow him. Very next play, they sent an all-out blitz. DC, back to Henry in the left corner. We like, what? This is not real. Catches it. I'm like, oh, my gosh. Like, it was just the craziest wave of emotion. We just like, it was just like, man, I just couldn't even really believe it. It was, but hey, but I still can believe it because I know the weapons that we got. So, man, I'm just happy. Like, it just shows the true definition of how fun this game is we get to play. So, it was good.
Hi, Clay. Levi Damon, USA Today. How would you explain the game that you had? Some might look at it as getting become a break type of game. And after what you've been through to come and have a game like that, how would you explain that? Did you just maybe feel fresh from some of the time off you had, or what do you think it might be?
I wouldn't call it a breakout game. I feel like I've had, a number of good games, so far in my career. I would say though that just throughout this season, it's been kind of a just kind of chipping at the wood every single week because, I feel like I've gotten close on a lot of different pressures, been robbed of some things, this, that, and the third. But it was good to come out and not just, obviously getting the sack is good, but not just getting sacks, but getting strip sacks, and them things turned into turnovers for the team. So that was really, really big, man. I'm just trying to carry it over into this last stretch that we got and coming up with these next 3 home games. So.
Well, you touched on it a minute ago. The Jets ran the ball, I think, better than anybody figured that they would. And then they were gashing you good. And then when you absolutely had to have it, you guys get them off the field. What goes on before you take the field in that series? Was there talk? Were you guys quiet? What can you be taking in the hub when you look at that last series?
I mean, shoot, you know what they was about to do. At the end of the day, shoot, they had been doing it all game. I think it was, a minute 30 left. And they're going to try to run the clock out. So we know what runs they were going to run. And we just had to go out there and stop it. At some point you got to nut up as a defense. You know what I mean? Like, we got a young group, and I feel like that really showed, like, we ain't just going to quit even though the game looked like it could be over. Because that show you it's never over. So, I mean, that was just a testament to the heart that we got as a D. So, that was really, really good, man, for real. Because last year we came out here, they put a whooping on us. And I did not want to lose when I came in here, especially my first game back, because I felt like part of the reason why we lost those last 2 games was because I wasn't playing. So it was good just to be a part of that and my teammates to really make some good plays, so we can get the win and we can have a victory Monday.
Clelin, how tough a matchup was back then, and what adjustments did you make during the game?
Oh, that's my guy. We both come from Richmond. That's my guy. Obviously, dealing with someone like Makai, obviously he's the biggest player on the field every time you step on the game. So the thing is, he's not just big; he's a strong guy too. You know what I mean? So I had a little bit of an advantage because I know how he played. Like, he went to Louisville. I played him every year in college. You know what I mean? So I kind of know the different things and some things that a lot of other rushers don't really know about him. But I would say, especially with him, it's just his size, and he's a good player. He's patient. He's not a guy that's afraid of anything. So I think years down the road, he's gonna be one of the best tackles in the league. So. I'm still big bro, though. Don't forget it. I'm big bro. You know that.
Hey, Clelin, a couple things. What were the keys to those 2 strip sacks? I think on the second one, it looked like you were on a spot with Clelin, given the admiration you spoke about you have for him. What was it like lining up next to him a lot today? Oh, man, that was so crazy because, it was kind of a hurry up, but right before, they snapped the ball, Vic was like, hey, Clelin, we're going to run this. And I'm like, okay, got you. So I didn't really run it like as I should. I was running just like trying to beat the guard, and I was trying to pick the tackle for him. So when I did it,
he did a great job of keeping the tackle's eyes off of me. That way, when I picked the tackle, I just came free right off with the guard because I did a good job of setting the guard up. So, that's off to him. He did a great job calling that because for real, I was really just gonna spy the quarterback on that play, and but he did a good job of calling that, and came out happy we got the sack and the strip too.
You guys have equaled your win total of last year. There's 4 games left, 3 straight at home. You're in the playoff hunt. What's going to be the key here now, making sure that you guys take care of the necessary steps to accomplish the goal that you guys want?
I feel like it's going to be offense, defense, and special teams. We got to complement each other. That's the biggest thing. It's time to really put this thing together. As you can see in this game, like it was spurts of us doing really well, and then the offense doing bad, and then the offense doing good, and us doing bad, and even in special teams too. So when we put it all together, I don't think there's a team in this league that isn't afraid of us. You know what I mean? Like, people have seen that. We beat the so-called world champions. We've beaten the Saints. You know what I mean? We played well against the top-tier teams. You know what I mean? So we still got a long ways to go, but for this last stretch, we got to really focus in on putting it together as a team and really realizing that, we got the ability to go really, really deep into the playoffs, man. So it's just going to be that, and it's just putting the work in.
This is Hondo Carpenter. I'm curious, you're a young player, but not a rookie. How important is it for Ruggs to maybe struggle there to get that final play, and for you to learn how to win? You're not just trying to win this game, you're trying to build a dynasty.
Yeah. You said how hard is that to learn how to do that?
How important is it for young guys to learn how to win at this level? Because you're not just trying to win one game, you're trying to get that mentality.
Yeah, I think it starts with first realizing how hard it is to win at this level. A lot of times when you got young guys and they come from college, they can be up in the game or they can have a game under control and they feel like, it's kind of solidified when you got guys in college that kind of give up. But in the league, a game ain't never over, and that clearly shows that. It clearly looked like the Jets had it underneath their hand, and we clearly, we just kept working, and we took advantage of the opportunity that, was at hand. So I think it starts with learning that, how hard it is to win. And when you got an appreciation for that, your mindset will always be the finish, regardless of the fact. You're never out of it. So that's where it really, really starts, I think, for me.
Appreciate it, Clelin. Thank you, everyone. Got Henry Ruggs coming up right now.
Man, Carr.
Hey, Henry, can you, congratulations on that nice catch. Can you kind of take us through that last play and just, it must have seemed like it was forever with that ball hanging in the air because you had separation and to make that catch.
It was just, we were down to the wire. We knew we needed to play, and Coach dialed up the double move, and once I'm coming off the ball, I kind of see that it's there, and I got the DB to flip his hips, and once I look back, it's exactly what you said. It felt like the ball was in the air forever, like it just couldn't come down, and I just had to find it and make the play.
Henry, were you surprised to see them bring the house and leave you one-on-one like that with no help over the top in that situation?
You're kind of surprised that they brought the house like that and not to drop everybody back. But, you kind of know that defenders are going to play soft and kind of keep you in front of them. So, once I gave him the inside move to make it seem like it was an inside route, it's like I said, he flipped his hips, and from there I just had to use my speed to make a play.
Harry, what was going through your mind earlier in the game? Obviously, had a couple bad plays. What was going through your mind as the game went on?
Honestly, my dad was not going to be happy. I came into this game knowing that, his birthday is tomorrow, so of course he's watching, and I had to make some plays, so I can make him proud. And the way the game was going, the bad plays that I had, I knew he wouldn't be happy with the way the game was going, and I wasn't even happy with it. So I knew at some point in the game I had to come back and make a play to make up for it, and just happens that Coach called my number at the end of the game.
Henry, it was one of those days where you kind of experienced everything that the player sometimes experience the good and the bad, but it never seemed like you hung your head at all. How important is that you use maybe that anger as motivation rather than the disappointment to kind of go into a shell?
I mean, during the moment, you can't get too down on yourself. You can't dwell on mistakes. You can't let them, can't let them get to you while you're in the game, in the heat of the game. So maybe during the game I thought about them, but I knew once I'm back on the field, I have to go out and make my plays while I'm there. So it really wasn't. It was in the back of my mind, and I knew if I didn't make a play to make up for it, it would eat me up after the game.
You're only a rookie, so how much did it help to be able to make that game-winning play, to help you grow, to learn about, Coach mentioned your mental toughness to stay in the game. How much does it help you as you learn to win at this level?
It helps a lot. It's definitely not easy to win on this level. You have to be clicking on all cylinders at all times, no matter the team, no matter the record, no matter the history. You always have to come in ready to play every day, every down. And I mean, just being a young guy, I'm learning that, and to make a play like that, it only boosts my confidence up to know that I'm a guy that can make plays in this league, no matter the situation.
Henry, 1:42 to go, the previous possession, you guys don't get it in, and you have to walk off the field, defense goes back out there. Did you really think at that point that we still got a shot?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I trust this team. I trust my guys. I know how hard we work. And, I mean, we went into that with, I think we had all 3 timeouts. So, with knowing that we had that, I knew we had a shot.
And every time you score a touchdown, you put up those 3 fingers in memory of your fallen friend Ron Scott. So I was curious to find out, how much does his memory serve as an inspiration to you when you have down moments?
It serves as inspiration all the times, in the down moments, the up moments, the best moments, and even the worst. So, I mean, it's just, he was a guy that never got down and never let any situation be too big, and always kept that confidence and knew that he was, that he was just that guy. And I mean, that confidence just is instilled in me today, and I carry him with everything I do. I can't hear that at all. I'm sorry. It's like you were kind of staticky. Can't really hear you. Did anybody else see that question? I didn't.
Can I do a question about your teammate, Darren? It seemed like he was creating so many mismatches out there. He had 13 receptions, over 200 yards, a couple touchdowns. It seemed like he was always catching the ball. Can you just talk about his game?
I mean, he's an athlete. He's a guy that can do anything on the field, from blocking, run blocking, pass blocking, and I mean, of course, as you can see, route running and catching. I mean, he's an elite athlete, one of Darren's go-to guys, and I mean, he never fails to, come up and make a play.
Hey, Henry, you just talked about your dad's birthday tomorrow. Did you get the game ball? And is the game ball going to go to your dad?
He of course he's gonna want it. It's gonna be a big debate whether he gets it or my daughter gets it. But of course, I'll talk it out with him. But happy birthday to him.
Hey, thanks, Henry.
Thank you.
Okay, who's up? Vinny?
Hey, Derek, I'm sure these last 7 days have been pretty much an emotional roller coaster ride, including these last 3 or 4 hours. But can you explain just the feelings of winning that game, the way you did stepping up in the pocket, making the big game-winning touchdown throw in the last seconds, coming off the birth of your first daughter? If you could just kind of explain everything that's been going on in your life these last 7 days.
Yeah, talk about an emotional roller coaster. How angry I was, how mad I was after the Falcons game, how upset I was, and then the next day how happy I was to look at my little girl in the face for the first time. The love that I felt in that moment, the joy that I felt in that moment. It's unlike anything, with all my children, and especially with my first little girl. And then this game was kind of the same way. We were doing some good things, and then all of a sudden I felt really bad. At the end I missed three throws that just drive me insane. It's still, I'm not gonna lie to you, it still bugs me and still makes me mad right now, even. But with that said, to be able to have time back on the clock, I was just praying for one more chance, And we hit Darren on a big play on a little corner stop thing, and put ourselves in position. With 7 seconds left, I couldn't believe they all out blitzed us. But as soon as I saw it, man, I was thankful. And that's why we prepare the way we do. That's why Coach teaches the way he does, and I give Coach Gruden all the credit in the world because he has prepared me and equipped me to handle those situations whenever we get those kind of looks, to be able to handle it accordingly. And so to win a game like that in the fourth quarter, a lot of emotions, big time roller coaster to say the least.
Hey, Derek, it seems like all season long we've talked about Darren Waller, but another fantastic game, 13 catches, 200 yards, those 2 touchdowns. It seemed like he was just creating mismatches all over the field and able to get the ball.
Yeah, we know how special he is, Chris. He's even more special, of a person, and I think that's why I just love playing with him so much. I love throwing in the ball. I love, competing with him, taking the field with him every time, because I look in his eyes and I know he's ready. Him and I have similar mindsets, and I like that. And so he's a fun guy to compete with. Obviously, he had a huge day. 200 yards as a tight end on 13 catches. That's just ridiculous. That's video game type stuff. He's a special talent, and I'm thankful that I get to be his quarterback. It'll be something I get to tell my kids about.
Derek, John gave you credit after the game for setting him up with perfect protection on that last play. Can you walk us through kind of pre-snap what you saw and kind of the process of getting the right protection?
Yeah, the play before, they played a little cloud, like a little kick coverage, and thought, on the deep ball that I tried to hit Nelly on, I tried to throw it over May's head. I just threw it a little too far. And, I remember coming, when Coach called the play in the huddle, and I'm telling everybody what to do, I definitely thought they were going to do the same thing, play soft coverage and make us try and throw like a little out route or something to get in position to throw one into the end zone. And sure enough, I saw the safeties start cheating over. I saw the nickel start creeping in, the Will linebacker creeping in, the Mike start walking up, and I was like, "Oh, buddy, you gotta take a breath because you gotta make the right call. You gotta make sure everyone's on it, and then you just gotta execute. It's RCE. Coach talks about it all the time: recognition, communication, execution. And he can give me all the credit that he wants. Yes, am I on the field and did I say the right things? Yes, but he's the one that taught me. He's the one that equipped me, and so." It's nice to have a coach that allows you to do those things in those moments, and it leads to memories like that.
Hey, Derek, Henry had a ball come off his hands, a ball I'm sure you were going to say he probably could have thrown better, but he being an NFL receiver probably thinks he should have caught. Then he had a fumble later that was really costly, or seemed to be, but you had no hesitation to go back to him with the game on the line. But why have that kind of confidence?
It's just what he's proven to me over time. He comes from, a great, I want to say organization, a great program in Alabama, where, those guys are tough. If you play there, you're a tough guy. You're tough-minded. You can get through, Coach Saban's program and be successful and start. You're a tough-minded person. And he's just proven it over and over again, just, how tough he is mentally, physically. Rookie year, it's his rookie year. It won't be the last mistake he makes. It happens to all rookies. This game tests every rookie to see if this is really what you want to do for a living. It does that. And one thing I love about him is he's someone that if he gets punched in the mouth, he stands back up and he goes again. He gets punched in the mouth, he's going to stand back up and he's going to give you everything he's got again. And he gave us all 4-2 of it, on that last play, because I threw it as high as I could, and just prayed that he'd run under it. And I thank Mr. Mayock for drafting that man because, I don't know how many guys would have went and got that football.
Derek, as the game went on, you saw how the Jets were covering Darren man coverage. What was going through your mind? Did you guys have offense to dial up? And that kind of the process for him to get this guy the ball more often?
Yeah, and you know how it is in a game. You feel a guy heating up. He's winning on all his routes. He's making contested catches. He's breaking tackles. Obviously, we threw a little hitch, and he took it to the house. The man's feeling it that day, And it's nice to throw those 5-yard passes that go for touchdowns, for those that aren't fans of the West Coast offense. But those are fun ones. And when someone's heating up like that, Coach just keeps calling his number. He's like, do you like this? Do you like that? I'm like, yeah. If Waller's number 1 in the progression, I love it, And he just kept dialing them up. And whenever you have, good players with good looks, you get great results. And Coach Gruden, again, he doesn't get enough credit. He does not get enough credit. He takes a lot of the blame that he doesn't need to take. He takes a lot of it off of us players, but he doesn't get enough credit when we win. That man is he's a genius when it comes to offensive football. The guy knows looks and timing and this and that, and he knows how to get people the football, and he knows if he wants to do certain things and they're playing this coverage, well, he can do it this way, or he can do it this way, or he can just use somebody else. And today it just kept working that Waller was number 1 and some progressions, and he kept winning, And so I tip my hat to Coach for continuing to call his number. Tip my hat to Darren for continuing to win. It's not easy to do in this league, obviously. Not only games but one-on-ones. It's not easy.
Eric, it's Lando Carpenter. 2 quick questions. The first is lighthearted. Does Brooklyn May get her first game more, or does it go to Heather this week?
Yeah, nice. I think they're going to have to split it because Heather did most of the work, but Brooklyn's pretty special too.
Second of all, as a leader and a captain on this team and a veteran, young players have to learn how to win. How proud are you of those young players sticking in their fight, and how much can this lead to the maturation of the Raiders becoming a championship program as they learn how to win?
Yeah, Coach talks about all the time, our young guys, they have to learn on the fly. They're going to have to, play above being rookies and things like that. Obviously, they did that today for us. And, Hondo, you're right. For us to be a championship-type organization, be in the playoffs every year, and a team that's picked to be there every year, we have to learn to win these close games. And Lord knows I've had to learn that, the hard way. In my time with the Raiders, we've won so many games in the fourth quarter or last drive or last second, and then you look in the huddle and all of a sudden, there's a couple new guys and there's a couple young guys, and they need to learn that if there's time on the clock, we can win this game. I look at Rodney and he looks at me. We know we can win the game. We've done it 20-something times together. We know we can win it. But when I look at some of these young guys, I'm like, oh, we haven't done this yet. And they learned that today, that as long as there's time on the clock and we got the ball in our hands, we have a chance to win. And so it's really, really good for our organization.
2 more, Levi and Vinny.
With the way this game played out, you mentioned there were a couple of passes that are really bugging you right now. Is this one of those wins that you're not able to celebrate like most wins because maybe the nagging negative stuff kind of sticks with you more?
Yeah, Levi, I try and be a super positive person, but like anything, if you miswrote something or missaid something, you'll feel bad about it, no matter how good it turned out. And same thing with me. No matter how good it is, you always feel bad, like, dang, I could have had that. But that's every game, and I'm going to continue to stay the same way. I'm going to continue to keep my mindset the same way because the job's not finished, Then it's really as simple as that.
Eric, you guys get to 7-5. You matched your win total last year with 4 games left to play. You put yourself in a position, a lot of ways to control your own destiny, considering who you're playing, 3 games at home. Do you feel like you guys are ready and prepared after everything you've gone through this year to take care of business from this point forward?
I think so. I think we're ready. Time will tell. If we can execute and do it at a high level. We got some really good football teams that are playing for something just like we are, that are about to come to our place and try and take it from us. And so, if we want to go where we want to go and we want to do the things that we want to do, we got to win football games. And everyone knows what's at stake. Everyone knows the opportunities that we have, and that's why I'm super pumped about this. Trust me, I lost my voice, yelling down there at how excited I was. But at the same time, my preparation for the next game has already begun. You know, I'm already getting ready for the next one because, like I said, the job's not finished. We have a lot of work to do to make sure that we get back to the playoffs. I want to play in the playoffs. You know, last time I broke my ankle, I didn't get to play. You know, I want a chance. You know, I want that opportunity. So I know our other guys do too. Some of our veterans and some of our young guys, some of the guys we signed in free agency, they came here to go to the playoffs. They didn't come here just to mess around. You know, so we got a lot of work to do. We got to get healthy. We got to get guys back on the practice field. And if we can do that, we can make a little run at this thing.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Derek.
Thanks, guys.